Good morning, everyone. My name is MightyStream, and I'm going to do your Just for Today in a meditation for May the 2nd. I'm looking forward to this meditation. Some very special people in my life were born May 2nd. I hope you're having a beautiful morning. If you need to reach me, feel free to do so at recoveryofhope21@gmail.com. Okay, and welcome to all of the new subscribers. That is so exciting. Thank you for spending your time with me. That is amazing. Okay, the meditation is entitled Just Maybe. There is one thing more than anything else that will defeat us in our recovery. This is an attitude of indifference or intolerance toward spiritual principles. That comes from Basic Text, page 18. When we first came to NA, many of us had great difficulty accepting the spiritual principles underlying this program, and for good reason. No matter how we try to control our addiction, we found ourselves powerless. We grew angry and frustrated with anyone who suggested, there was hope for us because we knew better. Spiritual ideals may have had some bearing on other people's lives, but not on ours. Despite our indifference or intolerance towards spiritual principles, we were drawn to Narcotics Anonymous. There, we met other addicts. They'd been where we'd been, powerless and hopeless, yet they'd found a way not only to stop using, but to live and enjoy life clean. They spoke of the spiritual principles that had pointed the way for them to this new life of recovery. For them, these spiritual principles were not just theories, but a part of their practical experience. Yes, we had good reason to be skeptical, but these spiritual principles spoken of by other NA members really seemed to work. Once we admitted this, we didn't necessarily accept every single spiritual ideal we heard, but we did start to think that if these spiritual principles had worked for others, just maybe they'd work for us too. For a beginning, that willingness was enough. Just for today, just maybe the spiritual principles I hear spoken of in NA might work for me. I am willing, at least, to open my mind to the possibility. Let's take a moment of silence, followed by the we version of the Serenity Prayer. Moment of silence now, please. Thank you. God, grant us the serenity to accept the things that we cannot change, the courage to change the things that we can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Please and thank you. Please and thank you. This meditation is hopeful, right? It talks about just maybe, if I have a little bit of hope, if I have a little bit of faith, if I have a little bit of open-mindedness, if I have just a little bit of honesty, if I have just a little bit of willingness, just maybe it will be enough to be the force, the inertia that I need to be able to get to where I'm trying to go in this recovery thing, which is happy, joyous, and free, right? That's where we're trying to go. We all have a history. I have a history. Oh my goodness, I have such a past. I can have a dialogue just about, I can't say everything. There's some yets, right? You're eligible too. There's some yets in my life in regards to things I haven't done, but I have a really wide range of horrible experiences. And yeah, some of them are amazing too. And more so now in this last 18, 20 years of recovery. But I have a wide range, a repertoire of experience that I can pull from and say, you know what? Mm, yeah, you went through a lot. And that little bit of honesty that you had in that particular moment, that was really what broke the ice and allowed you to come on through, right? That allowed that baby to be born, not just crowning, right? That wonderful piece of me that was waiting to be discovered or rediscovered. Just a little bit of honesty. Yeah, I mean, ideally, honesty is the antidote to disease thinking, our disease thinking, right? So just a little bit of it may go a lot further than a person might think. Open-mindedness, being open-minded to the fact that I can't be dishonest in every area of my life and think that, you know, things are going to work out. At some point in time, your level of dishonesty, mine, always caught up with me. Always. I don't have any secrets today. I mean, you may not know everything, but there's someone that does, right? I don't have any secrets today. And I'm not waiting for something to bite me in the butt because I lied about it. I'm not waiting. That is comical to me. I am not waiting for something to bite me in the butt because I lied about it. Right? Today. But I didn't get there overnight. I mean, I'm trying to think the last time I broke a real deep truth that wasn't medical related, right? Because my medical stuff is not, it's not that I'm trying to keep it from the people I love, but I do try to make sure I time it just right. Okay. So I'm not talking about medical. I'm trying to think of the last, because that would be relatively recent, right? I'm trying to think of the last time that I intentionally lied about something and it is just waiting to haunt me. It's been a minute. It's been a minute, right? I'm talking about those high risk lies, those lies that we just, man, let me take this to the grave. There aren't any. There aren't any for me today. And I didn't get there overnight. I did not. And there's always a desire, this small little piece of me that wants to run and hide and be that shaky, insecure individual again. But I've come so far. My face is on the front, right? It's out there. So what are we doing? Why am I backing away from spiritual principles now? Right? Indifference and intolerance towards spiritual principles. And it's easy to do. It's easy to do, right? I want to talk about that. Despite our indifference or intolerance towards spiritual principles, we were drawn to Narcotics Anonymous. Why? It's a spiritual program, not a religion. You can live it religiously if you choose to, right? But for me, that living it religiously is a spiritual lifestyle. That's not religion, right? And despite my indifference, despite my intolerance towards spiritual principles, I don't have the room today to be indifferent or intolerant with spiritual principles because this is my life. It's my life. And we said there's three of them that are indispensable: honesty, open-mindedness, and willingness. And just a little bit will go a long way. Yeah, you want a lot of it. You want all of it to be a part of who you are every day that you wake up. However, you will not, I found, get there overnight. It took time for me to have the level of faith that it took to be honest all the time, open-minded all the time, willing all the time. It took time to get there. And admittedly, I'm probably not as open-minded and willing all the time as much as I strive to be honest all the time. Right. So I put a cut on those two because I know that there's some things I don't need to be open-minded to. All right. Right. Hanging out with people that tell lies and drag you into stuff. And no, 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 no. I don't need to be open-minded to that. Right. I have some discernment today. But the little bit that I was able to gather along the way over, let's just say 15, 16 years, enough bumps and bruises convinced me that, girl, you need to just pull what you got together. The little bit of faith you got with your scared tail, pull that into play, right? That little bit of honesty you have, right? That what I call selective honesty. Like I could be brutally honest with you when I want to be, and mute when I want to be. But bring your ability to find some balance in that arena of honesty. Just bring that and see if in that moment of your truth, that just maybe part, just that little bit, if there's not a relief of the weight and the burden and the rocks and the stones and the boulders of that manipulating and cheating and lying lifestyle that goes along with our using. There's something about being able to want to change and then gradually change without someone pointing their finger at you saying you need to change. Right? This is best place, the best ground, the best atmosphere to recover in. I love it. My name is MightyStream. I do have another meditation that I'm going to do for you today, and I'm going to probably rush through that, baby. However, I am going to deliver it to you today and upload it this morning. Have a beautiful day on purpose. I intend to. I've enjoyed talking to you, and we will talk soon. Take care.